My name is Nidhi Chiller, and in this video I'll be discussing about what is voyeurism and what does law say about it. First of all, let us know who is a voyeur. A voyeur is a person who derives sexual gratification from the covert act, from the covert observation of others. That is, he gets sexual gratification by observing others as they undress or engage in some sort of sexual activities. A voyeur is generally defined as a person who observes something without participating. That is, he is not directly participating in some sexual act. What he does is he observes anyone engaging in sexual activities or in some private act. One who gains pleasure by secretly observing another sexual act. He gains pleasure by secretly observing others engaged in sexual activities. The most commonly occurring voyeuristic acts include spying through windows or keyholes, or viewing of male or female genitals by means of hidden cameras, planting cameras in washroom, changing rooms, poles, and bedrooms, etc. It is seen that these are the cases which are again and again coming into limelight, and we can read about them in newspapers as well at this point of time. Now, let us know how a section 354C of IPC was added. It was the case of Mukesh and another versus State for NCT of Delhi and others that section 354C of IPC was added. The facts of the case were a 23-year-old trainee physiotherapist woman was brutally raped repeatedly by 5 adult men and a juvenile on 16 December in a moving bus. After this incident, a panel was set up under the chairmanship of former Chief Justice of India J.S. Verma for analyzing criminal laws and to suggest all possible amendments which can be made to enhance punishment in case of assault of such kind of extreme nature and brutal nature against women in a criminal law. Within the span of a month, the panel was ready with its report, which consists of so many recommendations for changing India's rape law. One of such recommendations was the insertion of section 354C in the IPC. And this was when section 354C of IPC was added. Now let us know voyeurism under the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013. According to the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, voyeurism is not only the offense against a person, it is the offense both to the privacy as well as the dignity of a person. By infringing upon the right of individual to control the exposure of their body without their consent or knowledge, either through unwarranted observation of the individual or through distribution of images or videos against the wishes or without the knowledge of the victim. That is to say, when a voyeur commits a crime, he infringes the individual's right to control his exposure to the public. When the voyeur observes him without his consent, it infringes his right to privacy. Or voyeurism is also considered when the voyeur observes or films the victim with the consent, but disseminates the pictures or videos without the consent of the victim. It is also covered under section 354C of IPC. Now let us consider voyeurism and the right to privacy. It has been observed by Delhi District High Court that voyeurism is a ridiculous form of enjoyment for men, but it is a mental torture for a woman. Men who indulge in such enjoyment do not seem to realize that they are infringing on the fundamental right to privacy of the body of the woman. Due to such offenders, women do not feel safe inside the places where she would usually expect not to be observed. It was observed by the Delhi High Court, Delhi District Court, that it seems that even behind the closed door of the lavatory, the women's right to privacy is at stake. That is, she may find the hidden cameras behind that, or she may be filmed during that. She is not safe even behind the closed doors of the lavatory. Now let us know about the ingredients of section 354C. There are 4 ingredients of section 354C of IPC. Number 1 is the lack of neutrality. Number 2 is the private act. Number 3 is the expectation of not being observed, and number 4 is the punishment. Number 1, lack of neutrality. It is well settled law that section 354C of IPC is not a gender neutral law. The word used in this section is explicitly women and not men. And thus, men are not covered under this section. It is only women who are covered under section 354C of IPC. Number 2 is the private act. We often read that videos or pictures of women being captured without their knowledge and or consent with them while they were engaged in private acts. But what constitutes private act? For the section 354C of IPC, private act means an act which is carried out in a place which in this circumstance would reasonably be expected to provide privacy, and where the victim's genitals, buttocks, or breasts are exposed or covered only in undergarments, or the victim is using a lavatory, or the person is doing sexual act that is not of a kind ordinarily done in public. All these things constitute private act under section 354C of IPC. Now let us consider a case, State versus Raul. In this case, what happened was on 29th November 2013, the accused was punished under section 354C of IPC for the act of voyeurism. In this case, the accused established sexual relationship with a girl by force and without her consent, and had also captured several images of the girl's private parts without her consent. Later on, the accused threatened to post and determine the captured videos if she failed to maintain the sexual relationship with him. In this case, it is to be noted that voyeurism not only covers the act of observing others, but it also conveys the threat of disseminating the videos or pictures without the consent of the victim. Expectation of not being observed. The section explicitly states that circumstances where she would have the expectation of not being observed either by the perpetrator or by any other person. Here the expectation is a reasonable expectation. Thus, where a person is in lavatory, there is a general expectation of privacy that no one is observing her in that place. This not only includes the home of the victim, but several public places as well, like washroom of a public place such as restaurants, mall, etc. and changing rooms. It is generally expected that these are the places where a person maintains his or her privacy. And if in such cases she is observed or recorded while engaging in a private act, in such a place she can file a complaint against the person under section 354C of the IPC. Now, what is the punishment under section 354C of IPC? The perpetrator on the first conviction shall be punished of either description for a term which may not be less than 1 year, but which may extend to 3 years, and shall also be liable to fine. On the second conviction or subsequent conviction, the perpetrator will be imprisoned with either description for a term which shall not be less than 3 years, but which may extend to 7 years, and he shall also be liable for fine in that case. Now let us know about the electronic voyeurism under IT Act 2008. The legislature introduced section 66E via the Information Technology Amendment Act 2008, which came into force on 27th October 2009. This section is deeply influenced and based upon section 1801 of Video Voyeurism Prevention Act of 2004, which is a federal law of USA dealing with felonious act of video voyeurism. This section has been introduced in the IT Act 2000 by IT Amendment Act 2008 as stated earlier. In view of the dramatic advances in the field of video technology, aiding covert clicking of photos without the subject even have a hint about it, for example, hidden cameras in the washrooms of restaurants, etc. are the examples of it. Now, there are few suggestions of mine for improving the section 354C. Number one is that section 354C lacks gender neutrality. It is known that women often fall prey to the perpetrators, and the number of cases of women are huge as compared to men. But it cannot be ignored that the number of cases of men being killed is negative or is negligent. That is, even the men are filmed, even the men are observed. So this section should be made gender neutral. Number two is not just making this section is enough. What is to be done is to create awareness among the people that they should remain conscious of such crimes, because most of the times the victim is unaware of the fact that they are being observed. So the people should made aware about such crimes, that there may be cases that when they may be filmed secretly. The next is government should set up certain agencies to run a periodic check on restaurants, hotels, clothing store, malls and other places which are open to public, so that they can expose if there are some hidden cameras or if something wrong is going on which is going to infringe the right to privacy of a person. Now the conclusion. One of the most peculiar feature of voyeurism is that most of the victims are unaware that their private acts are being watched or captured by someone. The impact which the crimes like voyeurism creates on the victim is not something to be looked upon lightly. It is often observed that crimes like voyeurism, stalking, etc. are taken up lightly by the people, and they often ignore, they often don't complain about the same. It is not something, voyeurism is a grave offense and it should not be overlooked by anyone. The victim's life could undergo drastic changes, and very often it leads them in a state of emotional trauma and even sometimes to depression. Voyeurism could be compared to that of a victim of a rape or physical sexual abuse, because they go through a lot of emotional trauma, etc. They even go to the depression, even thinking about that, how can they be filmed even at such public places. There is an immediate need for the government and the law enforcement agency to take up issue of cyber voyeurism and to prevent most lives from being tormented by lust-driven sex maniacs on the internet. Thank you.